all you beautiful people, and welcome back to yet another episode of Happy Campers, the podcast about truth, happiness, and positivity seeking. And we just pick a topic each week, and we just talk about it and rabbit hole from there. And this week's topic is introverts and extroverts. It was supposed to be connected on to episode 15, the last episode, but now we're here on episode 16 with the same guest, Dawson Pittman,
sure.
And we are going to get into that today because we ran out of time last episode. So thank you guys for coming back here and joining us again. And again, like always, if you really enjoy this episode, the best way to help me or us out is to leave a 5-star review on any platform you're listening on, even YouTube. Click that like button. Otherwise, Spotify, Overcast, or Apple Podcasts, or any other podcast platforms you listen to on. Find the review section, leave us a 5-star review. That is how other people can find us, and that helps us out the most. It actually helps me out so much you don't even understand, because it does help other people find us, and that's the whole point of it, is for more people to find it so we can start a deeper conversation with a larger audience and get the discussion rolling even more. So yes, this episode is all about introverts and extroverts. You are one of them. There may be some gray area. That's what we're going to be talking about on this one. But yes, you are one or you are a combination of both at times. So that's what we're going to talk about in this episode, and that's what we're going to get into. Before we do that, I'm going to thank you, Dawson, for sitting down with me again, even though we just went over 45 minutes. Now you can do another 45 minutes with me because I appreciate you spending your time with me.
Yes, sir.
On this Sunday fun day, as you like to say.
Yes, sir.
That's just great, and again, really appreciate it. So,
absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Introverts and extroverts.
Oof.
Let me just get. These are just the Google definitions, and I'm gonna get the definitions of both of them. An introvert is a shy, recedent person. An extrovert is an outgoing, overtly expressive person. Based on just those two definitions, what do you feel yourself more in?
Oh,
just on those two definitions. Those are pretty basic. Those are surface area definitions.
Well,
are you a shy, receding person, or are you an outgoing, overtly expressive person?
I would like to say I'm an extra. Wow. I would like to say I'm an extra. I can't even say it now. That's cool. Extrovert.
Yeah.
So, we're learning to talk today also on this podcast.
Okay. Yeah,
it's great, vocabulary, go team. But I'm trying to be more of an introvert as well, with certain things in my life, trying to be more, keep to myself, don't share so much publicly, battle my battles within myself and let the success show, I guess. Yeah. But in a social aspect, yes, I'm an extrovert. And
I would agree with that, especially seeing you, 100%. Yep. And I think people are going to have a lot of surprises. If you know us personally, you're going to have a lot of surprises throughout this episode. Even just understanding my podcast, you may be surprised by some of the answers I'm going to give you. But with those two answers right there, those two surface area definitions based on Google, I would say I'm an extrovert as well. An outgoing, overtly expressive person. Oh my God. I walk into a room and I'll light that shit up, bro. I am, especially during parties, bro. We're both gonna be like, yo, we are here. You will not leave the place knowing that Marshall or Dawson did not roll through. Bro, we're gonna be talking to everybody, cheering, laughing, making jokes. That's just what we do, bro. We're very expressive people.
Making light of the situation.
Making light of any situation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I agree with that. Now, I went even deeper than Google, Wikipedia. What? I went deep in this shit, man. I took this shit seriously, bro.
Oh my God.
I took it seriously. Yeah. I actually really worked hard on this one and did a lot of research.
Did you?
So, yeah.
How many?
Yeah.
How many minutes? Hours?
How many minutes? I would say, honestly, dude, at least 13. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Let that sink in. I did at least 13 minutes of research.
Well, I feel like I'm slacking on this podcast.
Oh, you all are.
Yeah, because I haven't done any research.
Yeah. 13.
I'm about to start Googling.
13. So, a more definitive definition and a more in-detail definition, introverts are mostly concerned with what's going on inside their own heads. So an introvert is a quiet person who likes people but doesn't feel the need to go to parties every night. In fact, nightly parties would be decidedly unfun for introverts. Introverts are often but not always shy, while extroverts pay more attention on what's going on around them than what's going on in their own heads. They love to get out and be out and about. If the phone rings, an extrovert cannot wait to answer it. if you know me, I will never pick up your call. That is literally that is a thing about me, bro. I will call you and we'll plan a call. But if you know me, bro, I'll be sitting there texting people on Instagram, TikTok, whatever, scrolling through, and I'll see your phone and I will just stand there until it's done.
You're like, I'm sorry.
I am an introvert. Yes. Yes, I just had this conversation with my dad today. He cannot believe that I said that I said I'm introvert. I am an introvert. I am always concerned on what's going on in my head. If you know me, I will go out to a party once every 3 months. I do not like parties. I would love to have my friends over, my girlfriend over, party all this different stuff and or a kickback even. I am down for that. But going to a place where there's a lot of people I do not know, no thanks, folks. No thanks. I am a great person. I can meet people easily. I can get out easily. I can be an extrovert easily. But I am an introvert, and that is how I am wired, and that's how I choose to be.
Yeah, I feel like it's so weird for me. It's like a hit or miss because there's like some parties I'll go like say, oh, there's a party at so-and-so's house, and it's like that's why I feel the need I have to drink beforehand because it'll help like me kind of blend in with the party more, and people are like, oh, you're so funny, you're so outgoing. But it's just like I feel the need to like drink or get belligerent beforehand. So then there's like no holds back, and it's and that's the thing. Like me sober, being around drunk people. And the weird thing
we all
is,
hate that.
I used to be a bartender / server at a bar, and so you can about imagine how that was for me dealing with a bunch of drunk people, and so I got out of that for the better reasons, and yeah, no, it's just kind of a hit or miss with me because some parties I'll go to and I'll feel like absolutely like kick back, laid back. So like if it's just like a small little bonfire with the boys or something and there's 5, 6 of us, and that's to me that's a lot more fun than a massive rager, I should say at this point. I mean, every once in a while, yeah, it's cool when you go to a huge party. So like I know Halloween's coming up, there's some big parties in the works, and I'll probably swing out there because it's just fun, seeing some people you haven't seen for a while, and that's where you usually see it as at the bigger parties. But when it comes down to every single weekend, not really it, Chief. I'd much rather kind of stay in and get some shit done.
It's funny. We were actually talking about, we were talking about some dating apps and then meeting people recently in between these last 2 episodes. And I was talking about how I've been meeting a lot of people right now. And they keep asking me every night. They go, oh, what you doing? You doing anything fun tonight? Doing this and that? I'm like, low key, I'm a homebody, bro. I mean, honestly, like if on Friday and Saturday nights, well, actually for me, because I don't have school on Sunday or Mondays, it's actually for me, it's Saturday and Sunday nights because Friday I usually work. So Saturday and Sunday nights are my weekend nights. So if you're down to chill Saturday or Sunday night, I'll chill with you. But if you're not going to, I'm gonna go to the gym at 9, be back at my place by 10:30, shower up, have a good meal, and then I'm gonna study. No, I'm not gonna watch YouTube and Netflix. I'm literally gonna study. If I don't have school to study, I will study my future business plans. I'm sorry, bro. I'm a nerd. I'm an introvert, man. That's just what I enjoy to do, and I feel like it's very, very beneficial to me. And so yeah, some people are kind of blown away by that, by seeing my podcast, seeing my videos, and even just meeting me in person. Like, you're so hyper, you're so talkative, you're so positive, blah blah blah. But you're an introvert? Yes, I'm an introvert. God damn it, I'm an introvert.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. Some people just look at like the big picture, but I mean, that's what introverts do. They keep their shit private and they keep it to themselves. So that's why most people don't know.
And it's funny. Absolutely. Most people do not know. Yep. And I say this quote often. I said this quote actually in many of my speeches in college. I remember my first speech distinctly was a speech about us in my freshman year of college, and I said this quote as the beginner. I am the most introverted, I had the quote in front of me and I still messed up.
At least you know how to say the words.
I am the most extroverted introvert you will ever meet.
Oh, that's a good way.
That's how you don't know.
That's wild. That's such a good way of putting it.
That's how you don't know.
Yeah,
I am the most extroverted introvert you will ever meet.
Yep.
That's how you don't know. But I am literally, I would say, and this I followed up by. If I spend a weekend, so Saturday and Sunday with somebody, I need a month. I'll see you again next one, bro. I need a month to recharge Marshal's batteries, bro. I need to be alone, do my own shit, and get back on it. Dude, low key, I feel like that's why I've always struggled with relationships. That's why I feel like I've never had a real one. Hopefully I can fix that in the future and figure out things. I've been growing. It's been a long time since I've tried for a real one. So yeah, we'll see what happens when that next situation comes up. But I feel like that's why I've always struggled with it, because I really that's why going to San Diego and being with Brock resettled me, because he talked about, he's like, bro, that's what we do, bro. We like to be alone. He's like, he said about himself, but I agree with him. I like to be alone 97% of the time. And I said 94. Because 94 is 1 out of 14. That's that for me, because I like to spend a half a day on Sunday with somebody once a week. So that's 1 out of 14. So that's 1 day every 2 weeks. That's what I like to do. It's 94%.
It's crazy that like when you start spending more time alone and by yourself, like that's all you really want to do.
You know Tom Hardy, Bane, fucking.
Yep.
You know everything. One of my favorite actors. He has a great quote. I actually posted on my Instagram about a week ago, but I've heard it for years. Yeah. He says being alone is dangerous, and then he follows up by saying, because once you realize how peaceful and amazing it is to be by yourself, you will realize how annoying and destructive other people are.
Absolutely. It's weird too, because like once you take a step back from reality and you kind of do your own thing, and by that I mean not just like going out and about and parties and stuff, but even like with the social media aspect, and just kind of like isolate yourself from the world, you start to see that like it's a pretty dark place, and a lot of people don't want to see you succeed, and they don't want to see you do good, and they don't want to see the better for you. And it's just like once you start seeing the little things like that, you're like, damn, like I kind of want to go back to how when I isolated myself, because like it was peaceful. I was at peace with myself. It was just me, it wasn't just me against the world. It's just me against me. You know, I was just working on my goals. And then as soon as you kind of start opening up again and doing all that stuff and being an extrovert in a way and sharing what you got going on with people, like they just pounce on that shit. And it's just like, damn, dude, like stay away.
Stay away. I was just thinking about this as you were talking. Yep. You can still be an introvert and vice versa, be an extrovert. You can still be an extrovert without being around people, and you can still be an introvert by being around people all freaking day. I am. I told you. I have 2 days a week. You know, it's split up. It's not a weekend. It's not back to back. But I have 2 days a week where I'm kind of low key, just chilling. But it's usually a Sunday, and I go spend time with my family. So I'm around people all day. And then the other day, I'm usually at the library at school because I'm just trying to chill and whatever. Still around people all day. Otherwise, I am out all day from like 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. I'm at school. I'm at work. At the gym, around people all day. Yet, I hardly have any conversations. You know, I'll have conversations with the people I care about. Yep. And all these different things. I am still an introvert within all of those extroverted situations.
Absolutely. And it's like there's a difference between friendship and acquaintances. I'm starting to figure out, you know, like instead of saying like, oh, my buddy, they just be like, you know, someone I know, someone like I've talked to, but like it's just, you can be cordial and kind to people, but you don't have to give them that side of you that you would give to a loved one.
Damn straight.
But just be kind fucking person. Just be personable and just be straightforward with them like you would with your loved ones, but just don't share that side of you that you would share to your loved ones. You know, your private life. Keep your shit to yourself, but just be like, hey, how you doing? Long time no see. La da 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 da. And
small
just
talk.
Yeah, exactly. Keep it small, keep it short, keep it sweet. I mean, they ask questions, just kind of like, yeah, you know, good. That's doing all right. Yeah, it is what it is. It's still going.
How about you? Good.
Yeah,
good,
exactly.
Good. Awesome.
It's just don't sit there and share every single detail. Like that's what I'm trying to do. And it's like, I don't want to cut people off. And it's like, I'm trying to reach my goals, and especially with the whole fitness thing, because it's right in my garage now. Like, and you know, and I work. And then after that, I'm kind of like consider myself a personal trainer to some of my buddies as well.
Yeah.
And like, we have a set regimen, like 4:30 to 5, and it's usually like 2.5 hour workout. Runs a little bit longer because there are 4 of us. So we have to kind of switch off, and, you know, figuring it out and whatever and stuff. So it's like I have my things I got going on, and so when people are like, hey, what are you doing tonight? It's just like, I'm busy, sorry.
Yep.
And I feel so fucking bad because like I'm used to being like, oh yeah, like let's go and drink, let's go and smoke, let's go do this. And it's just like I'm trying to like be more productive with my life. I'm trying to like do stuff for the better. And it's amazing how like when you start doing that, you start becoming more of an introvert and isolating yourself. Even your closest friends are like still kind of pushy towards you, like, come on, man, just come on. And I'm just like, can you just fucking support me on what I'm doing right now? Mm-hmm. Like, I get it. I'm trying to hold myself accountable and trying to hold you accountable. And you may not like that, but like, look, I'm trying to be the best person in your life that I can be. And I want that from you too. If I'm going to start pushing you and holding you accountable, please do the fucking same.
Damn straight.
Yeah.
And now, getting yourself grounded and figuring out things and getting back on track or blah, 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 doing all these productive things. Yeah, a lot of times it does have to be alone. And you don't have to associate being alone and lonely with being introverted. You can still do it. Tell me if you agree with this. You can still do all your things, right, and get yourself back grounded, but still be considered an extrovert. You can communicate with people whenever you want, going out and socializing, all these different things you want. It's just when it's time for you to be an extrovert and actually go out to all these social events and talk to people, don't give yourself away to everybody. Don't get super plastered on every Friday and Saturday night, because then it ends up messing up your entire Sunday through Thursday the next week. That's what we're saying. You don't have to change your entire personality. I'm done being an extrovert. I'm gonna be an introvert so I can get myself grounded. You can still be a grounded,
50-50.
amazing extrovert. Just when it's your time to go out and do those things, don't F yourself over, which a lot of people do. They binge hardcore, and people don't realize. They always say this, like, again, you cannot out-train a bad diet. First off, it comes down to your weekly calorie intake versus outtake. But if you diet hard for 3 days and then you have one nasty binge day, that can literally erase those whole entire 3 days.
Yeah, if not even 2 of them.
Exactly.
But
so,
it's just
so what I'm trying to say is make it even easier for you is, say you're supposed to burn 2,000 calories a day. That's your thing, and then you're gonna eat 1,500. These are stupid numbers, but that's your numbers, right? So then that's 14,000 calories you're supposed to burn a week. And then you're only supposed to consume 3,500 less than 14, which would be 11,500.
Yep.
Right? If you went 1,500 for 6 of those days, all right, and then you were at 10,000. And then on that Saturday, you decided to eat 6,000. Now you had 16,000 calories that week and you only burned 14. Guess what you're doing? Gaining weight.
It depends on what you drink, because beer is fucking heavy.
Yeah.
And it depends on the beer.
I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about diet and all that different stuff.
Absolutely.
I'm talking about binging food, binging anything, just having a reckless day.
Yeah.
But they think having a 4,000 calorie day on that Saturday, it's all okay. No, bro, because if you passed your weekly outtake, if your intake passed your weekly outtake, and you had a weekly intake of 16,000,
right,
but you had a weekly outtake of 14,000, guess what? You had a total balance of an intake of 2,000 calories. You're gaining weight.
Math, bitches.
Yeah, it's that simple. It's that, but people don't think about that. They go, oh, well, it was under 500, and I just ate 3,000 calories more this other day.
Yep.
I just burned all that off the next day. That's not how it works.
I just ate a salad with no croutons. I'm doing great.
I'm doing great.
I'm doing great.
That's not how it works.
With my raspberry vinaigrette. Like, what about that donut this morning? Like,
Raspberry
God,
vinaigrette.
that's so bad with me. And that, like, I just really need to shape up and stop being just an ass to myself and do that 30-day sober challenge, because it's getting out of control.
I like that.
It's getting so bad. Like, I mean, it's one thing to kick a couple back with the boys or with the family or with anybody, but like when you're getting blacked out drunk every weekend, Dawson. But oh fuck, man, it's got to stop. You know, like you think about it too. It's just like no matter if you do like a healthy drink or whatnot, it's still not good for your body.
No way.
Even if you're drinking the fucking White Claws, Natural Light seltzers, any of those static water drinks, like it's still not good for you. It's still putting toxins in your body.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. The alcohol molecule itself has done plenty of research. Don't even Google this. Google Scholar this and read some scholarly articles and serious experiments and in situations on this. That dude, alcohol has a very, very negative effect on your recovery. Like if you want to make some serious gains, bro, quit the alcohol. And bro, I like what you said about I gotta stop being an ass to myself, dude. Isn't it that? I said this on one of the episodes of The Read, dude. I understand this. You had a long day at work. You worked hard. You woke up. You had a 12-hour day. You I worked hard. I was nice to everybody. I deserve this. But guess what? The only person you are effing over is the person tomorrow. The person tomorrow.
Yeah, fuck future Dawson, right?
Yeah, fuck future Marsh. I say that all the time, bro. Lily.
Yeah.
And Lily, I always talk about how I have so much respect for you, future Marsh. So much. You're going to be listening to this in 2 weeks. You're going to be listening over. I have so much respect for you, future Marsh. But guess what? Within these next 2 weeks before this podcast releases, I am going to F you over. I am going to fold on you. I know it. It's going to happen because
I'm going to slip.
Dude, because we live for our experiencing self.
Yeah.
Not our future self, not our remembering self. We live for our experiencing self. We live for the now. That instant gratification factor. Oh, really? You could have this booze and feel good. You have these nice 3 drinks. Just 3 drinks. You have these nice 3 drinks to have a great night. Or you can not drink that and then stay in your zone, right? Stay what you're doing. And going to that too, dude, if you're a person who you're cutting back, you're a person who has 10 drinks a day, and you're like, I'm going to have 3 drinks each night. Great. You're doing good. For me, if you're doing bad or not, if you're succeeding or not, it's all based on the expectations you set for yourself. So, if you're having 3 drinks a night and I'm having 3 drinks a night, you may be succeeding. I may be failing because you said, I used to do 10. I'm only going to do 3. I'm like, I used to do none. Why am I doing 3?
For real.
It's the expectations you set for yourself.
Yeah, and I'm almost kind of like a hypocrite too because I'm like,
oh, so am I.
I'm trying.
God damn it. That's why I like this podcast. That's why I like sitting out here.
Yeah.
It's a vocal diary for myself,
real.
man. Because I'll check myself. God damn it.
Because I'm like, oh yeah, I'm trying to like cut people off. I'm trying to be more honest with myself and people. But then it's just like, well, why am I getting drunk before a party so I can just be more talkative with people? No, like if I go to a party sober and someone's gonna judge me, fuck you. You know what I mean?
Screw you, bro.
So
you do not know me, or you do not know Dawson, bro. You do not know how
So
great of
it's
a
like,
person I can be.
I gotta start, being who I say I'm gonna be. It's just
Because you know it. You're in your
Yeah.
car, driving to work, or driving back, or going to the gym, and you're listening to some music, listening to podcasts. You're like dancing with yourself. You're like freaking high-fiving yourself. You love
Yeah.
yourself so much, right? You know somebody else out there. You
Absolutely.
know somebody else out there can love you just like that. And you know too. Our relationships. Once you get into a relationship, with somebody, you both gonna be drunk all the time? No.
Yeah.
That's not how it works. You both love each other sober. Why can't we do that in person? That's what me and Reed talked about in the episode of
Really?
Insecurities. Was talking about that being, and I told him, we talked about how a lot of people that they can't go out there and meet that person. They can't talk to that person because they're so insecure. And you know how a lot of people can damper those insecurities by physically damper it through alcohol, drinking that shit down,
or weed, anything,
or weed, whatever it is,
fucking
any drug,
yeah.
and or even caffeine, man,
Yep.
making those so happy and euphoric. Then they can go out there and be themselves. But why can't we do that just sober? You can, you just don't choose to be because you're so insecure about yourself.
Yeah, and maybe it's just not the norm to you. Maybe you're so used to getting just drunk, blacked out drunk, and talking to someone and just being a whole different person, being that outgoing person that you just don't want to go back. You're just scared to make a change.
Scared to make a change.
Yeah, I feel like that could be a thing too.
Oh, damn straight. And I know what you're saying about.
Yeah.
I know a person very, very well, man. Dude gets blacked out every single week.
Dude, I'm right here. Just saying.
It's not you,
Just
but he gets blacked out every weekend. I'm talking blacked out. And the thing is, he makes a fool of himself. He makes a fool of himself unless once every 2 months he finds that that
willpower.
Nope. Let's
Light.
just talk about that girl with very, very low ambitions. Let's just say that. I'm not going to say any other words. She doesn't respect herself too much. So he'll find her once every 2 months, and then he'll get what he wants, right? But because everyone else, all the other girls, they're barely drinking, they're having a good time, and he just makes a slobbering fool of himself. But literally, I've talked to him in person, and I've talked to him when he's like that, dude. Two different people, totally.
Yep.
Two different people, totally.
Split personality.
And honestly, the person that's sober is very, very disappointed in that person that he becomes every single Friday and Saturday night.
But it's just a norm. Keep doing it,
But yet he keeps doing it. And when he talks to me, when he's like that on those Friday and Saturday nights, 20 times more honest. That's the real person.
Yeah, because they say, isn't it, drunk person's words are a sober person's thoughts? Isn't that the saying?
Yeah, that's what it is. Drunk person's words is a sober person's thought.
Yeah, and it's like, it's true,
And then the only thing he'll basically tell me, he won't tell me. He won't even tell me when he's sober. He'll just be like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And all I'm hearing is, it doesn't matter what he says, but all I'm hearing is, damn it. I made a fool of myself, made a fool of myself. But literally, like you said, dude, again, with those addictive personalities and those object emotions, it's what he's doing. It's the norm. I'm just to keep doing it.
Right.
People need big shock waves in their life sometimes to change what they're doing. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep doing it. I don't care. I'm just going to keep doing it. Who cares? Let me just keep getting blacked.
Yep, it's working this long.
It's been working this long, but has it been? Check yourself, bro.
For real.
So, I'm gonna kind of distinguish a little bit, and we'll talk about individual ones, whatever ones you feel like you. So I have this chart here, as you read there, on introverts and extroverts. I'm gonna go back and forth. So introverts first, and extroverts. An introvert is someone who recharges by spending time alone, while an extrovert recharges by socializing. Introverts reflect before making decisions, and extroverts make decisions quickly. Introverts listen more, extroverts speak more. Introverts enjoy one-on-one conversations, marsh, and extroverts are outgoing. Introverts are introspective, and extroverts are easily distracted. Introverts are self-aware, extroverts are action-oriented. And introverts learn through observation, while extroverts are expressive. Extroverts are also excellent communicators, while introverts are more social with people they know, and introverts enjoy being the center of attention. Now, the reason I read those is because I want to talk about the worst period. And it's funny how I'm glad you chose this topic, because it was subconsciously a topic that I wrote down that I didn't realize how much I needed to do. Because when I read this chart specifically, I figured out my depression for 2.5 years.
What's that?
The worst portion of my life for 2.5 years is when subconsciously I was trying to be an extrovert, be the center of attention, be the outgoing person, the easily distracted, the person who speaks all the time, the aggressive, the egotistic mother effer that I was.
Right.
I was being something I wasn't. But the thing is, it was subconscious. Consciously, I had no idea what I was doing. I actually thought I liked it. I thought I liked getting drunk Thursday through Sunday night. I thought I liked smoking weed. I thought I liked going to all the parties, hosting all the parties, talking to people all the time, never, ever, ever sitting down and talking to myself. But I was an introvert for so long. From the day I was born, I was an introvert. People can tell you about that all the time, man. Jose Bue, a great friend of mine, and my neighbor, Dylan Munson, who, he used to be my neighbor, right across the street. Jose went into his house all the time. And Jose will tell you, even Adam Ballman, who was a neighbor of mine too since I was very, very young, they will all tell you, from until I was a middle schooler, when I decided to be this extrovert, what did Marshall do for fun? He worked. He literally was outside doing yard work all the time. That's what Marshall did for fun. I was by myself. And if I wasn't doing that, I was woodworking by myself. And I wasn't doing that, then I went and did some sports. That was enough social interaction for me. Otherwise, I was an introvert. But then 8th grade came. And I started to be this person I didn't want to be. And it wrecked all of my family relationships. It wrecked all my personal relationships. It even wrecked my intra-relationship with myself, because I was being... subconsciously, I was being this extrovert consciously I was being this extrovert, when subconsciously all along I'm an introvert. I was fighting for something so long, and I did it for 3 years, and the last 3 years of it was a massive depression, because it started catching up to me. This subconscious introvert started waking up more and be like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? But I never was conscious enough to be able to answer my subconscious, be like, hey, this is what I'm doing. I'm lonely. I'm sad. I'm trying to be this. I'm trying to be that. I was being something I wasn't. And now that I'm back to that, that's what I was saying, that this smell of this fall air and me getting back to my late night grinds, not much of a morning guy anymore, just kind of doing my late thing, been up to about 1 every night, waking up at 9, just kind of doing my thing, man. And being back to that, living at my new place all alone, getting back to the roots of what I was, bro, I feel myself thriving more and more and more. Even when I'm feeling lonely, I'm not sad. I'm just like, yeah, damn, you should probably hang out with somebody. Okay, text somebody. Plan to hang out with them the next 3 days. Be smart about it. Let's do this, buddy. Be smart. Let's not eat some food. And I feel like I'm getting back to my roots. That's honestly why I felt like I was depressed for so long. Because I was trying to be something, and when I wasn't getting people's recognition, as an extrovert, I wasn't being the guy at the party. I wasn't getting all the girls. It hurt me. I'm like, I'm being something I don't want to be, and I'm not succeeding at it. Fuck this, man. Like, this sucks.
Yeah.
But if all along, I was never even seeking the recognition, because I never really wanted it, and I was just doing my own thing, bro, I would still be at San Diego to this day. That's why I felt I was depressed for so long. I was trying to be an extrovert in an introverted body and mindset.
Yeah, trying to be something you're not.
Forever. For years.
Yeah, that's what I did through high school. I just masked it behind, I just used humor, and the whole, it's funny that I'm reading here, it says, enjoys being the center of attention. Isn't that crazy how, like, you get that burst of, like, appreciation when you're the center of attention?
That recognition,
but then, like, after, you're just like, it's just kind of, like, weird. There's a lot that comes with it, but, like, for me, it's not really that anymore. I've kind of, like, tamed it down a little bit, where it's like, I don't want to be the center of attention, so when the spotlight is on me, I get extremely nervous. And it's weird, too, like, I can be on my phone on Snapchat by myself, and I can go on, like, these long rants. I can do these just stupid, funny, kind of dumb, humorous videos. And but, like, anytime someone's recording me, it's like it switches up, and then I get kind of nervous. So, like, even, like, we're sitting here, and it's like you can forget the camera's there, but it's like when there are cameras on me and it's not me, like, by myself doing it, it's just a whole different ballpark.
I was getting that often. People were asking me because I was starting to been so busy, and I've been so goddamn tired. I just haven't been creative. But I post funny Snapchats here and there, and people ask me sometimes, like, you're always talking on your Instagram, always talking on your podcast, YouTube, blah blah blah, Snapchats. And you're so funny and talkative. Why aren't you talkative when you're with us? It's like, because that's when I'm alone.
Yep.
Bro, when I'm alone is when I'm Marsh.
The mind is moving a million miles a minute. And
Absolutely.
Everything's flowing.
And then even when I'm around some of my greatest, not my greatest, but some of my oldest buddies from even here, bro, I get around like 5, 6 of them.
Right.
Dude, I'm in the corner.
Yeah.
I say very little.
And that's the thing too.
Very
Like
little.
I'm noticing is like, I mean, we even took a trip up to Duluth a couple weekends ago, and it was kind of cool because it's like having short little conversations with these random people that are up there and just talking with different people. And I would much rather meet people that I've never known or people that I've never met before instead of go to a party that's with a bunch of people from high school. I'm not dissing anyone, not bashing anyone, but that's just kind of like how I am because it's like a fresh start. It's like a clean start. And like I can just ask them questions, they can ask me questions, and you're just starting from nothing.
I agree with that.
Yeah, and it's a weird feeling. And it's hard to explain because I'm not throwing any diss out or any hate out to high school people or whatnot, but it's really nice when you can just kind of like branch off because it's almost like an inner accomplishment for me when I can step outside of like that realm of kind of being like insecure and can talk to someone new, be like, hey, how's it going? Like we're at this coffee shop. It was like Duluth coffee or something. It was super good, espresso bar or whatnot. And there was this girl standing in line. And I said, how's it going? She's good. I'm like, yeah, we're not really from around here. This coffee is weird to me. They do designs with the froth or whatever. And she starts laughing. She said, well, where are you from? I'm like, like Princeton, Zimmerman area. And she goes, yeah, they definitely don't have anything like that. I'm like, they have caribou. I guess that's pretty nifty and fancy. And she's like, yeah, I'm from the city. So I do this quite frequently. And it was probably like a 5-minute conversation, if that. And I felt I felt great afterwards. I'm like, she was a very nice woman. She was a sweetheart. But yeah, just like little things like that. It's like an inner accomplishment for me because like I'm trying to be an introvert, trying to be an extrovert, just trying to find that happy medium. And so when I do different things like that and I meet new people, it's a really big accomplishment for me.
And now let's talk about that. Let's talk about the gray area a little bit because, like I said, I am the most extroverted introvert you ever meet. But at the end of the day, I am an introvert. But my extroverted side has allowed me to gain friends, meet people. I make these videos and podcasts, and I'm very good at speeches. I'm a phenomenal public speaker. Always been that way. Ever since I went to college, I have ever since my first. So every single class is a new class, but every time we do our first speech, after that first speech, I always race to go first, but then it's mandatory for me. The teacher says, you are going to go first. You're going to set off everyone right. You can get people in a good mindset. You're going to make a lot of people nervous. It's like, Jesus, I can't do that.
Bar high.
But I am a really good public speaker. Yeah. That's why I like doing this podcast. And anyway, but that's kind of my gray area. But yes, but also my introverted side has allowed me to go home and reflect often, not get caught up in bullshit and drama, and stay out of many, many troubling situations.
Oh yeah.
So that's my gray area. Where's your gray area lie?
As in like stuff I need to work on or stuff I'm bad at when it comes to this?
In between, like, what is your extroverted and introverted sides respectively allowed you to view?
I love just like, I'm trying to think. I love like being like in the mindset of like an old dad mind. Like I have a buddy I work with and he jokes around and calls me dad. Because like I like coming home from work, playing fetch with the dog, going and working out, and then say meal prepping or cooking dinner. It's just like I love doing that now. I don't know why, but like I've taken a huge passion for that, and so it's kind of like that introverted side. I like doing stuff by myself now, and just fighting them small battles with myself. But then when it comes to being an extrovert, I'm trying to still maintain that, like you're saying, to keep friends and keep that social side as well. And I'm struggling trying to meet both of them because it's like I feel like I'm pushing people away. When really I'm not. I'm just doing what's best for myself. Yeah. And if you're a true OG, I mean, you'll understand, like, he's just doing shit for himself. He's grinding. He's hitting the grindstone. And so, and actually some aspects I do push people away because I don't know that happy medium yet. And I've actually apologized to a couple people like, hey, sorry, I haven't really checked up on you. Just seeing how it's going. I've canceled plans with you before and I feel like a piece of shit about it. But I just was in my own head, my own mindset. And I need to, if I make plans, I need to stick with them instead of be, an introvert in that aspect. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I kind of need to start hold myself accountable with that too and figure out a happy medium.
Huh. That's so funny. So that dude, when I was a stoner, bro, that is when I cancel plans all the time. Because that's when it wasn't even introverted. That was just a loner. When I was stoned, bro, I just wanted to be a loner, bro. So like I would make plans with you by 6 p.m., get high by 6 p.m., 8 p.m., get high at 7. when you hit me up at 7:30, hey, you leaving yet? Oh, bruh, I ain't leaving my bed all night.
Actually, something just came up.
Unless I'm getting some donuts or some milk, bro, I ain't getting up, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I like pushing away. That was a huge reason why we were talking about how I never thought I could ever live alone because I was always so stoned, and I would never leave my house. I was such a homebody. Now I'm a homebody at night when all my work is done. But when I get up, bro, take my caffeine, get my day going. I want to go talk to people. I want to go out and get to work, meet, go to school, go to work, go to the gym, see people around me. But at the end of the night, when it's time to be at a macro scale, it's time to calm down, bro, when it's time for me to recharge my batteries, I want to recharge my batteries alone. I don't want to recharge my battery by being social. Right. That's me personally.
Yeah, no, I used to always want to go out and be social, and I still am. I'm not going to say I don't because that would be wrong of me. I mean, I still go out and see friends and see people, but it's like, my mentality has changed a lot. It's just like, probably should, probably should. Yeah, and it
is good for us. We are social creatures.
And like I'm saying, I mean, I want this winter to be different. I want to hit the grindstone. I don't want to push people away, but I do because I have goals and I want to reach those goals so fucking bad within myself.
But here's the thing with pushing people away in the short term so I can have a better long-term relationship with you. Yep. I need to, like you said, I need to get the relationship with myself back on track so I can appreciate you more. I did that for a year and a half, and it's still, dude, that's why the people that I mean a lot to, I can think of 3 people right now that I mean a lot to, and they mean a lot to me. They, not toot my own horn, they love me, bro. Like, they really, really love me, and it's great to finally have these real, meaningful connections. But it's because I went back and worked on myself, and now when I'm with them, I give them all the love and respect and
that they need,
and that they need, and they not that they need, that they deserve.
True.
That they deserve, that they've given to me, and that they deserve. And I want to give that to them. And I said, yo, I know you didn't see me for that year and a half, but it's because I knew you deserved to get this from me. And I wasn't going to be able to give it to you unless I went away and went introverted for a while and went loner for a while and got to the root of my cause and fixed myself so I could be who you deserve. That was my thing.
Wow.
So hit that grindstone, man. Winter's coming. Winter's a great time. I know a lot of y'all listeners from California, y'all don't get that shit. And I was there for a whole year, and it sucked, man. I love wintertime. Winter is
something about it, man.
Winter, that Joe Rogan always talks about it, man. There's something about the winter. It hardens people. Man, it hardens people. And it fools a lot of people, man. They said they get laid off. They just want to sit around, drink beer, and
That's
just
me.
and be,
slowing
dude,
down.
Let's
play a lot of snow.
Just play darts and move other, dude. But if you do what it can do for you, man, you allow it to harden the shit out you, bro.
See, that's the thing. Like, I'm actually hoping that, like, I can have that opportunity to slack off because I know I'm going to take that opportunity and I'm not going to slack off. I want to take that. If I could this winter, I would like to work out twice a day again because that's when I made the best transformation. I was working out twice a day, 2 hours a session, so I was 4 hours a day in the gym. But obviously I changed jobs and I don't have that opportunity anymore. I'm not working nights anymore. So it's like, big things change and it's just, you got to adapt. But I mean, there's a possibility that this winter could allow me to do that. And if it does, I'm going to take full advantage of it.
Full advantage, man.
Yep.
Winter's the best time. So at the bottom of our sheet here, I have those 3 questions. Let's just talk about the first one. What are the benefits of each? What do you think of the benefits of each? What's the benefit of being an extrovert? What's the benefit of being an introvert?
I think the benefit of being an extrovert is meeting new people, gaining new friendships, and it could even set up like bigger things in your life. Meeting new people can actually open doors for, better employment, obviously better friendships. So it opens up a lot of doors in that aspect. And I think the benefit for an introvert is you can grow a lot more within yourself when you have that alone time. And you can also, same thing with the extrovert, you can also it can help benefit your future as well with that because you have time to think about and process ideas and different things that's going on in your life, and you can sit down and question yourself, why am I doing this? How can I change it? What can I do better? And it gives you that alone time and that inner peace that everyone needs.
Yeah, and I'm going to start with the benefits of the introvert, and that's exactly it. I don't think you realize how much ever since I got into psychology a lot, I don't think you realize how much you need your alone time, because going back to, purpose, going back to insecurities, and going back to self-reflection, we need time to self-reflect. If all you do is spend your time around other people, talking about other people, talking for other people and talking with other people and just distracting yourself from reality, you will eventually become scared of being alone. because it's when your mind speaks to you the most. And since you never practice it or never do it, you will become scared of being alone. You're like, and especially people talk about marijuana and psychedelics, and just marijuana is a type of psychedelic, and a psychedelic drops your ego and it makes you think. People always tell me, like, I don't smoke no more because it makes me think too much. It makes me reflect too much. It's like, that's a good thing, bud. You need to reflect on yourself, bro. You need to check yourself when you don't even realize who you are because you're so high on whatever those things, dude. If you can calm yourself down, bro, that is the best thing you can do, bro. If you get that weird anxiety on it, bro, it's because it's trying to tell you something. You're dropping your ego, but you never do it in real life. You're always so busy listening to music, watching TV shows, being drunk, eating food. You don't ever talk to yourself, and that's the greatest benefit I think of an extrovert is the ability to self-reflect and be alone and self-reflect over and over and over again.
And even write this stuff down too so you remember it.
Boom.
Write it down. Start something small. Do you think of something short? Write down a quick little sentence.
And then my benefit of an extrovert, you don't have to be an extrovert in order to be a leader, but I do think that, and it says it on our column here that it says excellent communicators. I do think average, the leaders and bosses are more introverted people or extroverted people. A lot of introverts do not make good leaders, man. They're very, very bad at communicating and all these different things, blah, blah, blah. I think I'm a great leader. That's why I think my extroverted side comes out. But yeah, I think extroverted folks have a lot better leadership qualities, and leadership qualities do not have to be just in business. It can be in your friendship, it can be in yourself, it can be in your relationships or whatever. You have to be able to take control of situations and lead. So I think that's, in my opinion, the greatest benefit of an extrovert.
I like that.
Next question, exact opposite. What do you think are the drawbacks of each?
I think a drawback of being an extrovert is maybe speaking too much and not really allowing yourself to think before you speak in a sense. Where an introvert, you have that time to sit there and think. But if you're an introvert, you do more time thinking than maybe communicating what you're thinking.
Yeah.
And I think that's a drawback in both of them that are huge. I feel like extroverts maybe put their foot in their mouth sometimes because they don't really think before they speak. They're just so focused on making sure that they project everything and spill it all out there right away. Where an introvert is completely opposite, where they hold everything in and they think, oh, this is a great idea, I love it. But they don't have that ability to express it.
Yeah.
So they hold it back.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I'll start with extroverts then, because that's exactly my thing is the whole center of attention and speak too much thing. I did it for a while, bro. You end up putting yourself out there and putting yourself way more vulnerable than anybody wants to know, because you don't need to talk that much.
Yep.
You don't need to share that much. You're actually making a fool of yourself, and you're putting your foot in your mouth way more often than you should. And again, you're making yourself look ridiculous. You're getting blacked out. You're becoming an extrovert as you get drunk, bro. You're making a fool of yourself way too often. There's a lot of things you should reserve for the people you really care about, the people you love. Now, I don't think you should be reserved completely ever. I think you should have, honestly, within happiness and finding your truth, you need to have at least somebody, even if it's just your mom, even if it's just your diary or your dog, but it's out there in the universe. You put it out there, you spoke it, you wrote it, or you spoke it out in the universe. You need to have somebody that knows your deepest, darkest sides, man. Whatever it is, man, you need to talk about that. And then introverts would be going back to my opposite of the extroverted's benefit is, yes, you are reserved a little bit too much, and I've done it myself too. I found myself too introverted, where you withhold valuable communication. You know what I'm saying? You need to be a better communicator.
Yeah.
You need to speak up a little bit more. You need to just because you're an introvert and somebody's treating you wrong, or someone's doing something wrong in the relationship that you just don't see as beneficial to either of you, speak up. Talk about it, bro. You're doing benefits to nobody by I don't want to hurt their feelings, but you're not helping anybody's feelings, bro. You're actually hurting us all.
Yep.
You're making our relationship worse. But if you spoke up, you got extroverted for a second, you spoke up and hey, this is what I'm thinking right now. You don't treat me well in this aspect. Can you do better next time? Boom. That's the huge withdrawal I think of introvert is not speaking your mind enough, not communicating well enough. So, and the last of the three questions I have at the bottom here is, why is it okay to be either? Why is it okay to have a gray area? Why is it okay to be an introvert? Why is it okay to be an extrovert?
Oof, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I think it's okay to be both, even in a certain aspect. I think it's I'm trying to think about this so I don't beat around the bush. So I just get right to the topic. I think it's okay to slack in one of the departments just because obviously you're not going to be that perfect human being with both of them. You're going to struggle with one or the other. But I think the bigger and more important picture of it is whether you can see it or not, and knowing what you need to improve on with it. I feel like you should go first, then I can play off of it. Yeah. I got nothing to go off
I literally wrote that question right at the end. I was like, that'd be a good question to ask.
Well, you always hit me with at least one question, and it's just like, then I answer it, and I'm like, I should go back and re-answer it like the last one we did this time. It's just like, God.
I think
it's a good question.
It's okay to be an introvert or an extrovert. Whatever it is because it's okay to be you. What's not okay is to beat around the bush or live life for anyone else. Live life for yourself. It is your life, and you are the author to your own story, and you're writing your story every day. Do not allow someone else to write your story, and do not allow anyone else to persuade how you're going to write your story, and do not ever allow anyone to persuade how you end your story. It's your life. Whether it's an introvert or extroverted, be aware of who you are and what you want to be, and also be aware of yourself. And introverts are better self-reflectors, but one of the greatest keys to happiness, I've talked about all the time, is self-reflection. So if you are an introvert, if you are an extrovert, make that alone time and self-reflect and get within your head and figure out that anxiety and just settle your mind. That is the only thing I have. I think it's okay to be whatever. Just be you. It is not okay to be somebody else. It's only okay to be you. That's my answer.
Well, I can't top that now. But I think as long as you realize whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, a lot of people or some people can be a little bit both, but you're obviously gonna have your stronger suit with the two. And I feel like once you figure it out and you just rock the shit out of it, just keep doing you, boo. Keep working on you. Stay true to who you are, and understand like, hey, I'm an extrovert. That's cool. But I also do need to be a little bit of an introvert in this department, or I also need to work on this a little bit. But understanding like the mass majority of the time I'm an extrovert, like just realizing like where you're at and where it lies, but also still wanting to be a better version of you with both of those things.
So I hope as you have this in your earbuds or it's in your sound system in your car, you learn more about yourself today and you figured out which side are you. Are you more extroverted? Are you more introverted? Are you right down the middle and you have a massive, massive gray area? But whatever it is, don't be ashamed of what you are and rock you, do you, boo, as Dawson Pittman would say. It's honestly what it is. And just remember, no matter which side you are, you do have drawbacks and you do have faults. Find those faults, nitpick those faults, and try to advance and make yourself better.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter who you are. It only matters if you're being who you are. Don't live for anybody else. Write your own story. Don't let anybody else write it for you. Dictate the path of your life and dictate how your life's going to end and dictate how your life is going to go. You don't have to have any good chapters so far. All you have to have is the courage to flip the next page to a blank page and start writing from there. And that's what you can do today. You can do that today. You can figure out whether you are an introvert or extrovert, and you can rock yourself and start your new life today. Every day is a new day. Every day is a new blessing, so live that life. Dang, we're coming to the end of our episode here on Introverted and Extroverted. Dawson, once again, this is your third episode now sitting down with me. Third episode, man. We're going to have more to come, guys. So, I can't wait, man. I cannot wait. I'm going to be good till Halloween now, and then I'll probably have some more episodes to read when he comes home, so whatever. So we may be good till Christmas time. I don't know, whatever it is. Who cares? Whenever I see Dawson next, guys, he's going to be so much older and more mature in whatever aspects that is. And you're going to put your head down. You're going to hit that grind wheel, like you said.
Yep, this winter.
Best of luck to you, man. Best of everything you're doing, man. Keep doing your Snapchats. Like I told Reed, you definitely have not listened to my podcast. I actually showed you out one of them. I was like, you don't realize how much a lot of your Snapchats make my day. I always I'll see like 6 Snapchats, like, you'll be the 5th one from the left, and I'll go, all right, what's Dawson though too? And I'll actually listen to them all the way through because ever since we added each other after our last episode, I really enjoy them and they make me laugh because they're really, really true. And I like them. So like I told you, you're really good at it. Keep it going.
Thanks, man.
And yes, hit the wheel running, put your hood up, put your head down, get this winter rolling, get to that 205 that you want to get, set those goals, accomplish those goals, and we'll talk about those goals next time.
Let's do it together.
Let's do it. Hey, let's do it together, buddy.
Absolutely.
Let's do it together. I will see you in your garage gym one of these days. We'll hit each other
hopefully
up,
soon.
and hopefully a lot more than just one time. But yeah, again, thank you so much for coming, and thank you so much for joining me, and I really, really appreciate all the time you spent with me, Dawson. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for sitting down and listening to this episode, or standing up, whatever you're doing, wherever you're driving your car, or you're lifting. But thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode of Happy Campers on introverted and extroverted folks. Choose what you are today and figure out what it is, and just go live your life and be you. If you really enjoy this episode, remember, the best way to help me out is leave me a 5-star review, and that just helps us out the most. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video. Otherwise, if you're on Spotify, Overcast, Apple Podcasts, leaving me a 5-star review would actually help me out way more than you would ever imagine. So again, thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of Happy Campers, and until next time, like always, take care, guys.